So, segment 2 is where we talk about the stream topic. The stream topic is below. We're going to be talking about the importance of chat today. So, what we normally do is we sort of we say our own sort of thoughts on the subject. It's intentionally quite a broad subject, and then once we've each said our piece, we sort of have a bit of a back and forth until the subject is done. So normally let the guest go first. So Hairy Hippo, would you like to kick off?
So when this topic came about, and I chose the topic because I didn't think of it just like chat, like the chat going. I felt of it more as the box, the chat box.
If I'm honest with you, I mean, I've capitalized the C in chat because it's the noun. Chat is the thing. Mm-hmm. They are the people combined.
Yeah. Which is cool. So how I've done it is if I just think of it as the box and what encompasses within the box still counts as the whole chat as well.
Yeah.
So I find it a very amazing tool to have, especially more so as a streamer than anything else, because you can capitalize on it in so many different ways. Not only does it bring you confidence because somebody's watching and has responded to you, which is absolutely phenomenal. Any streamer, whether you're a new streamer or an old streamer, will always love the first chatter. Because again, it gets rid of the anxiety straight away if that's something you fall with. But the chat box itself has so much you can do, especially nowadays with Twitch, with the whole you little bloody fucking channel point shit and stuff like that can happen in the stream, and so someone can make him sound Liverpudlian or something like that if you wanted to. All these kind of different things that you can utilize to bring more interaction to your stream, which brings more enjoyment overall for the viewership, which is great. And it's this. The chat box can just cause so much. It can bring so much joy. It can bring heartwarming moments and stuff like that. You can bring advertisements of your other platforms and stuff like that. Like on mine, I advertise Mellar's podcast, and there are people who have clicked it and went, ooh, he's not that lit. It was the ooh. The ooh. That's my generic ooh sound. But I think chat is very important. The box is very important. The people are very important. The communication is very important, because without it, this would be a very struggling industry to be a part of. Even in a financial sense, it really would be. Could you imagine? I mean, I feel like if this was more so much like YouTube without the comment section, again, you could give something out, but the fact that you wouldn't be getting anything back from it is just a crying shame to do so. And I'm very appreciative of it. And I've made so many thought-profounding moments because of the chat. It's wonderful. Because I ain't no wise person. I is thick as shit, okay? And they brought so much stuff. And they're fucking backseating bastards as well. But still, it's such a diverse platform for one fucking segment of your screen that most people take for granted. Yeah. For the most part. They really do. Like in my old days, I used to have commands that used to activate people's sound effects that I used to have on my stream because I used to be subbed, and it was a little perk that I gave to them. That was something they were really excited to do. It's all because of the chat box. It's all because of the chat, because they can write something in there. You can make me do stupid shit. Like I used to do planks because I'm a fat fuck, and everyone knows watching a fat fuck do exercise. That was something that they could activate in chat, which brought more joy to people. I've had people tell me that they finally got a girlfriend and they're really excited about it because it's their first proper relationship they've had and stuff like that. And everybody in my chat's just like fucking rooting for that person. It's all because of that one slender box over there on the right hand side of my screen, and it's a wonderful fucking piece to have. And again, I still think it's the most underrated tool we actually have. It really is.
So, Sukonami, what do you think of the subject
of chat?
Yeah, the importance of chat.
I think personally, the importance of chat for me is a case of as someone that obviously, streamers are normally, like you said, introverts. It's a case of you don't really like to go out and like to have more control over a social situation rather than sort of feel a bit out of your depth, that sort of thing. I think that streaming in itself is one of those things where you can sit down and you're sort of doing your own sort of social thing, but chat also makes it so you're still that social aspect, whilst you're whilst you're particularly, staying in your comfort zone at home, sort of thing. But you still have, it's pretty much inviting those people in chat into your home, into your situation, into your, sort of thing. And it also gives you more control over the situation of who the people you actually get about. And if it's someone, if people are being very pretty nice, you can always there's moderation for that purposes. But normally people are super kind and super nice about it as well. It's one of those things where they sort of, you build up that rapport, you build up that sort of friendship, and people do sort of come back and they do sort of hang out, and you've got the whole sort of this situation where you're sitting playing a game. It's a random game, it could be anything, and people are interested in it, and and the thing is, I've noticed as well, where people don't really care what game you're playing, they come to talk to you.
Yes.
And it's that's a great feeling as well, because I'm sitting there being like, oh, so do you know this game? It's like, no. It's like, so, oh, I was here for you. It's like, oh, all right, okay. Like, what have I done? What am I doing?
I think it's a huge compliment, and it's also like some kind of social achievement as well. Like, I fit in, I'm accepted.
No, exactly. I've been very fortunate in the way that a lot of people who come by my stream or my sort of humble abodes, they normally don't really care what I play. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's like some people hang out. It's like, I just want to have a friendly face to talk to. It's like I pride myself on being that sort of person. Like, if you're feeling down, like, I'm here. I'm about. It's like I can guarantee I'll be about on this time these days. And it's like, even if you're not here for the game, it's like I never, and like when I first started streaming, I never thought for a moment that people would be like, come and just chat just to me, it'd be a case of like, people are coming for the game, they're interested in seeing this, all that sort of stuff. But it's like, even if people do come for the game, sometimes they do stick just for the chat. Like, chat's one of those things that sort of it helps out. Especially, I like everything to be perfect. I'll sit down and I'll tinker with OBS and make sure things are working. Like, I've got commands for certain things, like sound effects, all this sort of stuff, channel points, whatever. And it's all for the benefit of chat. Like, chat can use all that sort of stuff. And the only thing that I constantly have a problem with as well is audio. I can never, like, is audio okay? Is it, is it too high? Is it too low? Whatever. And chat's one of those things where it's like they're probably sick of me saying it like multiple times. It's like, we'll get to me sure, assume like, my audio okay? I definitely meant to ask at the start. I didn't do it, and I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. It's like, I'll ask later, but I appreciate, it's like, you just letting me know. But it's one of those things where it's like, even there's sort of in certain situations where it's like, is this okay to you? Like, is this fine? Like, they can sort of back you up and sort of be like, yeah, that works out. That works. It sounds good. It looks good. This is, the commands are working, all that sort of stuff. And it's like, not just in the sort of, it makes it sort of feel very material in that way. It's like, oh, is it reusing for those sort of things? But it's like, no, at the end of the day, that's you don't sort of realize it, because obviously you're sitting looking at a screen and there's like 5-10 people in the chat, whatever, and they're sitting talking to you. And it's like, you don't sort of realize, I think at the time whilst you're doing it, you're sort of playing a game, talking to people, how many people that actually is. Like, if you think about, see you've like got 30 people in chat, that's a classroom full of, if you like think about it as in a situation where you've had 30 people in your life in the same room, that's like a classroom full of people, and you sort of don't sort of realize that that's that many people, but you're right now it's just me in this chair talking to you two, but you two are not even in the room, and there's people in chat, and it's like they're not even in the room, but they're here still, and it's like just it's a whole thing where it's like I don't have to sort of I'm not sort of talking to you, and you can get up and sort of walk. It's like, have I done something wrong? Sort of thing. Like, you're still sort of sitting there. Like, at any moment, like, it's like things are fine. Everything's under control. It's just, I don't feel uncomfortable, or like it's like definitely a thing there where it's like I can just sit down. It's like everything's chill. People are like, it's also a thing. It's like, you do get people that sort of, I suppose, heckle you, or they try and get you roused up a little bit more. And it's one of those things where you can manage that as well. It's like, but I think it's also one of those things where you can always have a laugh with them as well, though. So yeah. I went on a bit of a tangent there, I was thinking.
Nah,
yeah, baby. I love it, man.
Love a good tangent. Yeah.
Goodness.
The sort of, I guess the sort of short answer when it comes to the importance of chat. I mean, everyone's it sort of comes to Twitch for a different reason, but my answer would be it's literally the most important thing. I think it's more important than the game. It's more important than, in some ways, in a way, than you are. I mean, it's kind of, it's more about your interaction with chat, really. That's the core thing when it comes to streaming. That's not for everyone, because obviously you do get some people that are, we always talk about, the 1%, the guys that are really ridiculously good at the game, and for them maybe chat isn't quite so important. But for the sort of the people such as myself, who's not very good at video games, that just loves playing them anyway, chat is literally just the most important thing. Like, you can sack everything else. My aim when I'm streaming is to literally respond to every single chat message, and I wish I could. It's impossible, because you're always going to miss one or two every now and then. And sometimes when I watch, because I do watch quite a lot of my VODs for, to check everything was all right and all this kind of thing. And sometimes you see a message and then I'm like, I don't remember responding to that. And I'm watching it back and I'm like, Mellar, respond to that. Mellar, respond to that. God damn it. And it's, I honestly, it physically hurts me to like miss a chat message, because like I say, I genuinely, my goal is to see and acknowledge every single one. That's kind of my aim. Like, if I'm playing a game and chat's busy, I'm quite happy just to stop playing the game, to be honest, and just focus on chat. And kind of the one thing that I've always said, and I guess, I suppose, in many ways, it's sort of a gold standard that I've kind of, I've kind of aimed towards ever since I saw it. Is I remember the very, very, very first time I ever encountered Virtue, who's been on the show before. I was raided into him, and he was playing Hollow Knight. It's a game that I'd never seen before. I wasn't interested in, and I wasn't really intending to stay. And I ended up staying for about 45 minutes. It was about 45 minutes. And in that 45 minutes, I swear to you, he played maybe 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And it was the most entertaining thing I'd ever seen, that wasn't like, professionally made, like a movie or something. And it was just brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. It was so entertaining. I was like laughing out loud, and all this kind of thing. And I just thought, this is the best thing ever. This is what I want for my stream. This is what I want to sort of attain. And I guess I still do. That's still sort of what I aim for at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, the game's brilliant, and that is our focus. But the focus is chat is so absolutely number one priority at the end of the day. Because without chat, especially with what I am like at games, I'm just a loser playing a video game. You know what I mean?
It's not every Twitch streamer though without chat. Isn't that just it?
Well, maybe the ones that aren't amazing at games, you could potentially argue. Yeah, obviously, when it comes to Twitch streaming, those that are shit hot at the game that they're playing, there's a completely different rule set for those people. But generally speaking, chat is literally the most important thing. Now, you don't necessarily have to have it on your screen all the time. I actually think that it is quite difficult to have chat on screen and make it look good with everything else. But having the ability but responding to it and having the ability to have it on the screen if someone says something particularly good, that is amazing. So that's what I normally do. I have two scenes set up, well, more than two, but you get the idea. One without chat on the screen and one with. And then if someone says something, I'm like, that deserves to be on the screen. I'll then push the button and then it appears. For example, I mean, you can see me doing it right now with Chattisfying, but I've got one for when I'm normally streaming and that kind of thing, because chat's really important at the end of the day, and it's about making friends. I mean, I think that's probably the main reason why I think I stream. I guess it's kind of hard to say, because like there's quite a few different reasons why I think most people start streaming. Certainly lots of different reasons why I love streaming. I do love video games, of course, but I'm here to make friends, but I'm also here to try and make people laugh and smile, like Hippo said earlier, as well. That's a massive kind of aim of the whole thing, is to entertain people, make them smile and laugh. And if you can get to the end of a show and you've managed to do that, then you've won, essentially.
Yeah.
So it, isn't it? Yeah.
You know. So I mean, as such, the people that are around, especially as you said, the people that stay no matter what game you're playing, just so important. They are your friends. And thank you. I don't think there's
And
anything.
that was the podcast. So thank you very much. Have a good night.
I don't think there's anything more I could really say on that subject.
And
No,
everything.
I know. I definitely think you hit that on the head.
Yeah.
I think there's something I want to say, but it's not really like a super thing to add. It's just one of those things where it's like either you miss a message in chat or you read the same message out in chat maybe twice, and it's like, oh, I've read that. Like, why am I
I've
reading it
definitely
again?
done.
It's, you do. It's like you're going through chat. So you might have like been away, like went to the bathroom, come back. And it's like you just like, oh, if I miss anything, like reading out chat, like, oh yeah, whatever. And then you read out messages you read out. It's like, oh, no, I've read that. It's fine. I read that. It's fine. Oh, I've done this one. Oh, you read something that's particularly funny. It's like, I'll do it. I'll read it again. It's fine. But it's like, or the problem you do is you read it in your head, and you're like, I didn't say that out loud, did I? And then someone's like, oh, did you see my message? I went, yeah, I read it in my head, and I completely forgot to say something. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've done that as well.
It's like, it's so important that if I had a third screen, the first thing I would do with it is put it up portrait, and it would just have chat on it.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
It's that important.
I imagine it would be that difficult to get a third screen to that, no?
As long as you have a graphics card that has a hole for it, which I don't think I do, so it might be a while until I get one.
I have two HDMI. I don't think I have an extra HDMI slot, honestly.
I need to double check, but I've got a few other things that I need to do first.
I don't think
No,
you need to
fair.
have a HDMI though. I mean, you can just use your
something else.
VGA slots or something like that.
Yeah, but there was different ones.
Because your motherboard will have something for that as well. Because one of my screens is motherboard and one's my graphics card.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
have
I've got one of those.
both
I'm pretty sure it's VGA, the one where you screw it into the back, and it's got the
DVI.
Oh, yeah, DVI, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. And then
Yeah.
it's got HDMI on the other end of it to plug into my TV.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
You're showing your age there
Oh.
because VGA was an old one that you did used to have to screw in, but no one uses VGA anymore.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely only
wow.
got one. But last time I tried to plug something in, because it's plugged into the graphics card. Last time I tried to plug a monitor into directly into the motherboard, everything stopped working. It was like the whole computer, including the mouse movement, was literally like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. Well, that was an unreal, like really smooth and really quite succinct segment 2. And
It's
has
almost
anybody,
like we've done it before.
yeah, has anybody
Almost.
got anything to add to that before we move on to segment 3?
Honestly, I think that you hit the nail pretty much harder than the head.
Yeah, you ended it really well,
You wrapped that up like.
It's all you. You don't even need us, mate. We're just gonna
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm getting a pint. You come on with us?
Yeah, I'll go with you, buddy. Yeah.
Consider yourself satisfied.